All for green. 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 Woo! Now look, I see y'all wearing your Powershift t-shirts. And that's beautiful because those are new t-shirts. Some of y'all are wearing those same Barack Obama t-shirts you were wearing on election night. And they're getting kind of smelly. So, we want to give you the opportunity to put a different face on your chest, a different hero, the hero you're going to have to rely on to get us through the next 4, the next 10, the next 20, the next 30 years. And that face is your face, Generation Powershift. So I ask you, if you want to put your face on your chest and at least alternate with the brother Obama, go to greenforall.org. Put the name on the chest. We need green jobs now. Folks are suffering now. People don't have jobs now. People have been thrown out their homes now. We need green jobs now. Get the t-shirt.
Thank you. All right, get out of here.
Good. I want to thank, oh, by the way, that's the Green for All team right there. Give them a round of applause. That's Green for All. I want to thank them. They're the people who help the people who help the people. They're the people who hold the people who hold the people. From Appalachia, Native American reservations, Watts, Oakland, New Bedford. And I get a lot of the credit, but the reality is that one monkey don't make no show. And we have an incredible team with Green for All. I want to thank them and also want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want you to know, young people, young scholars, that you were born for a reason. It's not an accident that you were born right now when we need you the most. Some of you here have been lost and lonely for a long time. Some of you have wondered, why do you have so much pain in your heart? Some of you have always been the most sensitive people. Even when you were little children, you saw people being mistreated in the classroom. And even though you weren't the one being mistreated, you would cry. You couldn't stand to see somebody bullied in the neighborhood. You couldn't stand to see somebody mistreated in the home. You couldn't even stand to see a little dog being kicked or mistreated. And you couldn't even watch the horror movies. Your cousins could watch the horror movies, but you'd have to run in the other room. I know you. I know you. Am I talking to anybody in here? And you may have wondered all this time why. Why could you see things other people couldn't see? Why were you moved by things that other people ignored? I'll tell you why. Because your generation was born to save this whole planet. The whole human drama has been leading up to you. You are the generation that we have been waiting for. And some of you don't yet know that. But each one of you is a walking technological superpower. Each one of you, you have more technology on your person right now than the US government had when it put a man on the moon. If you have an iPod, if you have a cell phone, you have more and better technology right now. It used to be 10 years ago, you know, ancient times, if a person could just sit on a bench and pull all the knowledge of the world into their mind, that person would be considered a god. That's just you with a laptop on Google. Right? That's how much power you have individually. 10 years ago, if somebody was walking down the street and they could move their lips and somebody around the world could hear their voice, that person would be considered a god. That's just you on your cell phone. I want you to understand how much power you have. And the time has come for you to cease to use those technological devices as toys and use them as tools. Because greening this economy is not just a technological challenge or a political challenge or a legislative challenge or a business challenge. It's a moral challenge. And only your generation is diverse enough, loving enough, connected enough, determined enough to meet the true moral challenge that we face, which is this. We have to create a green economy. That's true. That's true. But we have to create a green economy that Dr. King would be proud of. We have to create a green economy that includes everybody, that has a place in it for everybody. That's why we say green for all. And you have the ability and the power to do that. But the challenge is, will you settle for eco-apartheid? The challenge is, will you settle for green for some? I don't believe that your generation will do that. So you are the final backstop. You are the final hope for humanity. And this country will never be more idealistic than you are. This country will never be more committed to justice than you are. This country will never be more determined, more courageous than you are. You are the final line of defense for unborn generations, for the children of all species. You were born for a reason. You were born for a reason. Now, if we are going to have a movement that includes everybody, we got to really include everybody. Let me tell you what that means. That means this movement has to also include the coal miners. The coal miners. They are people too. They are people too. And they have to be included. Now, I'm going to tell you this. All that clean coal stuff. All that clean coal stuff. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, we could have clean coal. I'm for clean coal, but I'll tell you what, if we're going to have clean coal, let's have a couple other things. We could have clean coal, or if we could power the country with clean coal, or we could have unicorns pull our cars for us, all day. We could have that too. Equally fictitious, equally fantastical, equally ludicrous, So, we could have the tooth fairy bring us our energy at night. Equally ludicrous. There is no such thing as the tooth fairy. There is no such thing as unicorns, and there is no such thing as clean coal. So let's be clear about that. Let's be clear about that. But when we say that, let's say with equal force and equal passion that our sisters and brothers who go into those coal mines every day, who risk their health, who risk their lungs, who are now being asked to blow up their grandmother's mountains and just scrape out the coal. They don't set the energy policy in this country. They suffer because of the energy policy in this country, and we stand with them, and we want them to have a better future too. We want them to have a better future too. They're a part of this movement. They're a part of this movement. We're not going to leave anybody out. When we talk about green for all, green for everybody, where was it written that only men could put up solar panels? Where was it written that only men could manufacture wind turbines? If the green economy has the same sorry track record of sexism, if women in the green economy are making 70 cents to the dollar, just like they're doing in the pollution-based economy, something's wrong with our movement. Something's wrong with our movement. We need to have gender equity in this movement. We mean green for everybody. And we need to be clear about that. The only part of the anatomy that should matter in the green economy is above the neck, is above the neck. Let's get that clear. What about our Native American brothers and sisters? We had the beautiful brother up here, Clayton. Give Clayton a round of applause. He put it down. He put it down. You know, they told us a long time ago that this was sacred land. And the sacrifice zones of the pollution-based economy have to become the sacred zones in the new clean and green economy. Those communities that were locked out of the pollution-based economy and pushed down by the pollution-based economy need to be lifted up in the clean and green economy. That needs to be a moral principle. And our Native American sisters and brothers who were pushed and bullied and mistreated and shoved into all the land we didn't want, where it was all hot and windy. Well, guess what? Renewable energy. Guess what? Solar industry. Guess what? Wind industry. They now own and control 80% of the renewable energy resources. No more broken treaties. No more broken treaties. Give them the wealth. Give them the wealth. Give them the dignity. Give them the respect that they deserve. No justice on stolen land. We owe them a debt. They would fight for you to suffer when it's hot. We'll let you be the solar power for this country and not just bring clean energy and that kind of power, but bring the moral power that community has been crying out to deliver to all of us. What about our immigrant sisters and brothers? What about our immigrant sisters and brothers? What about people who come here from all around the world who we're willing to have out in the fields with poison being sprayed on them, because we have the wrong agricultural system, and then we're willing to poison them and poison the earth to put food on our table, but we don't want to give them rights, and we don't want to give them dignity, and we don't want to give them respect. We need to get down on our knees and thank these Native American communities, but also the Latino community, Asian community, and every other community that's willing to come here and help us out, because we obviously need some help. We need some wisdom from someplace else, because what we've come up with here don't make no sense at all. The green economy can't open its arms and welcome everybody. Something's wrong. And lastly, what about our sisters and brothers that are in prison right now? What about the formerly incarcerated? We need to have a green economy that doesn't have any throwaway species. We need to have a green economy that doesn't have any throwaway resources. But we need a green economy that doesn't have any throwaway people either. No throwaway people. We can't have a green economy that's passionate about reclaiming thrown away stuff, but indifferent to reclaiming thrown away lives. We can't have a green movement that says we're going to do everything we can to give dead materials a second chance through recycling. Dead materials get a second chance through recycling. But if you've been to prison, we have no place for you in our economy. We won't give living people a second chance. That's not the green economy we need to build, sisters and brothers. We need to build a green economy that reclaims people, too, that reclaims community. See, that's why you were born kind of strange. That's why you have all these funny feelings in yourself, because it takes a big heart. It takes a big heart to embrace the children of all species and people of all colors and say, I hold the vision for you. You may look different. You may be from someplace different. Our circumstances may be different. But I'm out here fighting for you. And I want to stand with you. And I want to work with you. And I want to listen to you. And it's the love in your heart that will give you that power. And the power that you have right here, with no guns, with no elective office, just right here. The love in your heart is stronger than a bomb. It's stronger than a bomb. It's stronger than a bully in office. It's stronger than a polluter. There's enough love in this room to save the whole world, sisters and brothers. If you don't let it down. If you don't let us down. And the reason I want you to hold on to your idealism is because this is the final chapter. In this century, based on what you do, the whole human family will declare what kind of species we are. Understand that. This is deeper than a solar panel. I want you to have a clean energy revolution. That's beautiful. But I'm going to tell you the truth about it. If you stop there, if all you do is have a clean energy revolution, you won't have done anything. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. If all we do is take out the dirty power system, the dirty power generation in a system, and just replace it with some clean stuff, put a solar panel on top of this system, but we don't deal with how we are consuming water, we don't deal with how we're treating our other sister and brother species, we don't deal with toxins, we don't deal with the way we treat each other. If that's not a part of this movement, let me tell you what you'll have. This is all you'll have. You'll have solar-powered bulldozers, solar-powered buzzsaws, and biofueled bombers, and we'll be fighting wars over lithium for the batteries instead of oil for the engines, and we'll still have a dead planet. This movement is deeper than a solar panel. Deeper than a solar panel. Don't stop there. Don't stop there. No, we're going to change the whole system. We're going to change the whole thing. We're not going to put a new battery in a broken system. We want a new system. We want a new system. We're going to change the whole thing. That's your generation's job. That's your generation's job. That's why you were born. That's why you were born. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. This is deeper than a solar panel. A lot deeper. Your generation will determine whether we as a species are locusts or honeybees. Are we locusts or are we honeybees? That is the true significance. Oh, you have to prove that with your deeds, brother. But that is the true significance of this movement for green jobs. We're a busy species. We're going to work. We can't not work. The question is, will our work be a curse on this planet, or will it be a blessing for all creation? That is the significance. You will determine whether we are locusts or whether we are honeybees. If you stand up now and don't care what anybody says, don't care what I say, what Majora says, what Barack Obama says, what anybody says, if you stand up as a generation and say that you refuse to compromise, you refuse to back down, you refuse to sell out the future of 7 generations of the children of all species, that you insist that this government get on the side of the problem, get on the side of the problem solvers in this economy, in the solar industry and wind industry and organic food, and stop supporting the problem makers in this economy. If you insist on that, if you don't back down, you will bring out the best in this president, you will bring out the best in the older veterans like myself, but much more importantly, you will build a coalition with every color, every class. You will achieve something that no generation of Americans has ever achieved. You will build a green economy strong enough to lift people out of poverty. You will connect the people who most need work to the work that most needs to be done. You will beat pollution and poverty at the same time. You will beat this recession and global warming at the same time. And you will be the generation that we look back on and say, they did not give us the coalition we always wanted. They gave us the country we always wanted, and they saved the earth. Don't back down, young people. We need you. Thank you very much.